Hi everyone, and welcome back to Team Project Life. This is the second video for this month. This is the prompt that will come out in December, but is looking at November layouts. So I'm working on weeks 44 to 48 this month, which is the 27th of October until the 30th of November. So basically all my November layouts, a tiny bit of October. In this second video, in the first video we looked at using frames in Project Life Layout, and in this video we're looking at using a stencil or a mask to add some interest to some perhaps plainer journaling cards. This technique is you'd use just to make your own journaling cards rather than jazzing up ones that have been pre-purchased, like is what I'm going to do. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, rather than doing my stenciling first, is to get most of my embellishment in place. You'll see that I have already roughly laid out where things are going to go. Nothing's final, nothing's stuck, but I'd rather than move everything out of the way to do the stenciling, I'd rather get everything down and in the right place. So I've chosen a washi tape to work with. I'm not going to use that on that one. I will do here though. So I have no issue using pink stuff on layouts of my boy. He doesn't mind playing with pink. Every toy he owns is pink practically, because they're all hand-me-downs from his big sister. So I'm hoping he will never mind and just accept it. That the overall colour of this layout is sort of reddy pink, so I'm going to stick with that, even though these particular photos are of a little boy. I really struggled with where to put my camera. For those who've been watching this series all the way through, I stamp the same camera motif, and I include one of those on every double page spread that I do. And I was thinking the aim of this layout was to have no photos in the middle line. I like the whole 2A pages, design A pages next to each other. I think they look great. I did crack and put two little photos in there, but otherwise I've kept all the little ones as just journaling cards. I wanted to give that a go this month. I'm very guilty of photo heavy spreads, so I thought I'd try and challenge myself to use less photos, and design A is the perfect way of doing that. But yes, I've picked out these journaling cards. And I have this camera that I was thinking I'll just make a feature out of one of these cards. Well, I have a camera here and here, so I don't really want a camera here, which is the ideal one to put it on. It gets lost in the stars and it gets lost in the clouds, and I don't want it on there because I want I Love Today to be the focus of that. So out of all of those journaling cards, I can't get my camera in anywhere, so I've been fiddling around with where to put it. I think I'm going to go with this corner. I've cut out a couple of other bits to go on there, but that's an ideal place really, because there's an area of empty space and I can just add these in somewhere else. So I think I will add some washi tape as well. Go nicely on there. Okay. And I might leave those and see if I can find somewhere else for them to go. Right, so I'm practically done then with all of my embellishments. So now I just need to do those bits of stenciling on I was planning to do these 2 cards, and I'll obviously need to write in my journaling, but I'll come back and do the journaling later. So I'm going to work on this card and this card and everything else. I'm going to move out of the way. And don't want to get my mount board dirty, so I've got a sheet of paper. Okay, so I have mist, I have an ink pad, and I have 2 stencils. So I was thinking this large stencil, it's Studio Calico one, and I've used it in the past, and I have stuck some tape to the back of the stencil so that when I spray, if I were to spray something, I wouldn't get loads and loads of droplets underneath. And these are good. They're quite thin and they're very flat, which is good. Hopefully it won't raise up. I want to save I Loved Heart Today. I Love Today. Let me see if I get my stencil in the right place first. So maybe about there. Like I said, I want to make sure I don't get ink over that bit. Okay, so, oh, my tape hasn't worked brilliantly there. Right, well, I'm just kind of going to go for it. I'm going to hold down that top bit with my finger and over the bit that I'm don't want to spray onto, and I'm just going to spray. I can move that out of the way. I know I'm going to get pink fingers. Yeah, it's gone further than I thought it would. And the bottom one. I didn't want it to be too saturated, so I try and hold it further back, but my pumps are working particularly well. And I have pink ink all over my white mount board, which I'm not very happy about. Okay. However, my journaling card looks quite good though. There is more heavily saturated colour down the bottom than it is at the top, but that's fine. And there's a couple of blobs. Don't mind those. Quite like ink spatter effect anyway. So okay, so I'm pleased with that. Less pleased with my pink mount board. I have very pink fingers now. Oh well, that's a hazard of the job. And then for my second journaling card, which is this one here, I'm just going to try something different. I have this Heidi Swapp stencil here, and it has various different patterns on, so it's got stars in this corner, hearts in this corner, and circles. So I love the stars, plus also got stars in the layout as well. So I thought I would see if I could get some scattered stars around that camera on there. And I've got a turquoise ink. I've already dipped my dabber into the ink, and I've already stamped off a few times because I didn't want it to be too dull. I wanted it to be quite subtle. So I'm just going to press that into those stars and see if it gives me enough coverage. Or I may have to re-dip it. Okay, let's see. Oh, they look fab. Oh, except that I must have gone over the edge there. But I think I'll add a few more over here. Oops, that one moved. Okay, there's a couple more there. I better do one over that blob. Make it look like it's supposed to be then. You never know the difference. And I'll get a couple down the bottom as well. There's barely any ink on this tabber, so I did want it to be quite subtle, and I think it is. Maybe one more there. Okay. Ah, fab. Love it. Okay. So that's my stenciling done. That makes two not boring journaling cards, but plain-ish journaling cards, a little bit more interesting. See that one? And then now this one has dried a bit more. Okay, so yeah, okay, cool. Right, let's bring my layout back and see what the whole lot looks like together. Okay, right. As a whole, I quite like that. It's all coming together quite nicely. I'm pretty much finished actually with this layout. I do need to write in my journaling, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and pop back. Okay, so I've got in all of my journaling, and I'm going to call it done there. I'm going to finish it there. I added journaling to my photo here, around here, and I wrote onto that journaling card. As I had planned, I've left all of these cards pretty much untouched. I haven't added any embellishment to them. Obviously I added journaling to the journaling card, but I've left that one completely blank. Just added the stars to that one, blank, and added the chevrons to that one. So a bit different to normal. I normally have something on every single journaling card, but I thought I'd go slightly different this time. And yeah, everything else is in place. So I'm going to leave it there. Your challenge this month is either to use frames, which is what we dealt with in the previous video on week 45, or this week's challenge is to use stenciling of some description to jazz up an existing pre-made journaling card, or to make your own. Cut some white card to size 3x4 and do some masking techniques to get some pattern on there, or you could jazz up some pattern paper scraps that you wanted to turn into journaling cards. Okay, so plenty of scope there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next month.